right, good morning, everybody. We got our new projects here. These are two solid little chairs. Our neighbors were getting rid of these and they were out on the curb, so they were free, which is awesome. And they're in really, really good shape. They're super solid. I looked over them and there's really not any damage or anything to them. Nothing really needs repair. They need to be cleaned pretty thoroughly, so I'm gonna take care of that today. But my plan with these, especially as you can see that it's been stained, not painted red, which is cool because you can still see the wood grain. So my plan is I'm gonna first I'll clean these today, and then I'm gonna lightly kind of scuff sand them with 220. And then once that's done, I'm gonna go over these again. Varathane makes a really cool stain. It's called Barn Red, and I think that's what these were originally stained with. But I'm gonna put a fresh coat over the top, and I think these are really gonna pop once everything's all said and done. So this will be a pretty easy refinishing of these. So I'm looking forward to it. So as far as for today, I'm gonna just clean these up really well, and then I'm gonna have to go to Home Depot and get some of that red stain because I don't have that color. So anyway, we'll do that later on, but at least for now we'll get these cleaned up and ready for sanding. All right, first things first, I'm gonna put one of these down on the ground and then I'll work on them one at a time. I think that's gonna just make it easier. So we'll do that. And then I'll use some compressed air too, I think, to blow these off first, and then we'll wipe them down with Simple Green. All right, we're gonna go ahead and spray these down, and got my rag, Simple Green's over there. So we'll get these wiped down and move on to the next step. All right, I laid these things down. Now you can see the underside of these guys. I'm gonna remove these old felt square feet, and I'll go ahead and I'm gonna replace those too. It's a little dirty here. I noticed this. I don't know what this is. Oh, check that out. That's cool. So they put the tool. Let me get this off. So they put the tool for the little screws here right there, so you can tighten them. That's nice. So that's pretty cool. They did that. So I'm going to continue to. I'll put this aside. I'm going to put that back at the end, but I'm going to go ahead, keep cleaning. Just going to wipe everything down underneath here, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, guys, while I was under here, I noticed one little super minor issue, but you can hear This top piece has a little tiny bit of flex, and this leg is a tad bit wobbly. And I noticed the it's flush on this side, but over here, this structural piece has a little bit of a gap. They have these two Phillips head screws here, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just snug these up a bit. I'm not gonna go super tight. I'm gonna use a screwdriver and snug these up just a cinch and see if that tightens everything up. So we'll get that done next. All right, so I got my Phillips head. I'm gonna just put that on there and whoop, I'm gonna snug it up.
A little bit. You don't want to split the wood or anything, but just gonna snug that. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing to this one. Okay.
All right, so this one went in almost a full turn, and then the little lower one went in about a quarter of a turn. So now, look at that. Nice and solid. This still moves a tiny bit, but it's much better. And you can see that gap there is tighter. So I think we're okay there. You know, I don't want to go ahead and I don't want to try to mess anything up with this. I could maybe take these out and put a shim in there or something, but it's such a tiny gap and the chairs are as solid as they are. I think I'm going to just leave it alone. So the repairs are all done, which is cool. We're going to now go ahead and I'm going to remove these little feet. And once we're done with that, we'll you know, wipe that area off, and then these will be ready to be sanded. All right. So I got my flathead screwdriver here, and I also have, have some pliers to pull, but I think I'm going to just be able to get these off with the flathead. So we'll just get underneath and pry. Whoop, this is...
Get underneath. The adhesive can sometimes be on there pretty good. There we go. That one's starting to come up a little bit. Okay, all right, one down, 7 to go. That was easy. And just use these, I think, instead. It'll make it go quicker.
Okay, next chair's up. Get these off. Almost lost you guys there. Whoops. One's off.
Oh, two's off, but it left some residue. And we'll get that off. Oh boy. Got another one there. There we go. That one came off clean.
All right, I got the chair laid down now here on the upside down on the bench. You can see have a little bit of leftover adhesive. This is the actual sticky piece, and then the foam itself, it's like a little layer, and so that sticky part got, you know, part of it got stuck. So anyway, easy way to remove this. Just gonna use a screwdriver as usual, and then you can get underneath it. You don't want to necessarily mess up these feet here, but you can just scrape and get underneath it and get that off. So we'll continue to work on that. All right, guys. So another easy way to remove any residual adhesive, especially you know, because these are on the feet and they're going to be covered again with another felt pad. You can try a screwdriver. I tried it, didn't really work. I'm gonna use a chisel, but just, you wanna be level with the foot of the chair. You don't wanna, you don't wanna dig in and gouge it. You just wanna kind of get underneath the adhesive as best as you can. And you should be able to kind of get that off. There we go. Like that. Another good thing would be to use, like, if you have a razor blade or something. And then if that doesn't work, you can always just sand this off. So depending on how I'm gonna get this, how this is gonna come off, I may end up just hitting it with a quick thing of sandpaper just to, get the adhesive off. So most of this side came off, but there's just a little bit left. So you can kind of scrape it off. That works pretty well. Because all you're really worried about, you just want to have it nice and even, So if you don't get it all off, it's not that big of a deal, at least if it's on the foot. If it's somewhere else, then you want to, get it all off if it's on another piece of the part of the furniture that, is exposed all the time. But this, at least, this side is nice and smooth now. And you could even use a file or something, but this worked. So I'm going to continue with this on this side and just even this out best I can. And yeah, we should be good to go. You just don't want to gouge the wood. You want to try to just go nice and straight across best you can. You just want to try to get that adhesive off. All right, you guys, these are all nice and clean now. They, like I said, they're pretty solid. They are all ready to go for sanding. I'm gonna need to get some 220. I don't think I have any more of it, so I'm gonna definitely have to go and get some of that Varathane stain. I'm gonna grab that, and I might have to pick up some 220 grit. But other than that, these are all ready to go. So thank you for watching. In the next episode, we're gonna go ahead and get these sanded down, just a scuff sanding, because I don't want to take the whole finish off of this. I just want to roughen it up a little bit so it'll absorb the new stain too, and smooth out a little. There are a couple little rough spots, but just like here. So we'll get that all nice and smoothed up. Yeah, and I think these are really gonna look good once everything's all said and done. So stay tuned. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, we're gonna get these chairs rolling, and I'm excited to see how they turn out.